Hey guys, we have Yard Machines tiller here. Sorry I haven't been posting some videos. It's been super busy. I've been working on a app I've been designing for the shop and everything. So just kind of show you real quick what I've been doing. This has kind of been designed. It's basically a whole GUI interface that I can see the dashboard of all the jobs. Like just recently, the last 30 days, I've done 102 jobs in the last 30 days. And then these are like all the customers and stuff. So I built this whole interface here. You can look in our file galleries, see what was signed, what work was done, and so forth. All kinds of different things. So I'll show later on that. Basically I made it so we can go digital, where customers can fill out their equipment and stuff via the tablet and everything. So basically all kinds of cool new things for the shop that I've been working on. So I've been extremely busy on that, staying up till like 3 in the morning. Countless hours. We have a Yard Machines here. Customer says it's not getting spark. So the first thing that I do when these things come in my shop is one, check gas. So I'm gonna pull this cap off real quick, check gas, and overall it looks fine. Just checking to see if I can see anything like water or anything. And then over here, I'm gonna check oil, just to make sure there's plenty of oil, and you can see it's right here at the end. So it is full. So everything looks good there. So now the next thing I'll do is I'll try starting it. So on these tillers, that's choke, that's off, and that's on. And we'll go ahead and give it a few pulls. Turn off choke, and I get nothing. So next thing I'll do is pull the air filter cover, and we'll get a little starter fluid in there and see what happens. The customer did also mention that they replaced the spark plug. They have looks like an E3 spark plug. I am not a fan of those plugs. I've had nothing but issues with those plugs. So shoot a little starter fluid in it and try again. And I get nothing. So now I'm gonna quickly check to see if we get any kind of spark. So let me grab my spark plug sockets. And let's see if we have any spark. And it is a brand new plug. The ceramic's not even dirty. So let's see if we get spark. Hopefully I don't shock myself in the process. And nothing. So we definitely have no spark. Now, the next thing I do, if I have no spark, is I need to isolate the coil. I need to make sure that this coil is not getting a ground signal by any means. Now, to get a ground signal, it says stop here. So that means when this bar goes all the way over, it should be touching a contact, and something doesn't look right down in there. I see the tab. Normally I see something that this will touch to ground it out. So something is not right here. So we gotta let's pull this off and check this out. I'm gonna close the choke so I don't drop any of these in, because we don't need to drop it down the intake and then have to fish that out in some form. So pull these off. I can already tell when I looked at this real quick on the outside, I can tell that someone's been in this. Because here's the thing, this is not supposed to be on the outside. This cover is supposed to be in between. So I'm gonna fix that. So that tells me someone has messed with this outside of just the spark plug. So these are like key little things I try to pay attention to. All right, so looking at this, I see this still doesn't look right. So this is the kill. So when I move this lever back here, when I move this back, we're supposed to be touching a metal thing, and it's insulated from this plastic. And if you look down here, there's a wire that comes out from the coil. That wire back there comes out from the coil. It's kind of hard to see, that wire. Comes up and connects to this. Something is not right with this. Something is definitely not right with this. So I am suspecting we need to pull this off and inspect. So let me grab, it looks like a Torx. So let me grab a Torx. And on here, we have a screw down this hole. In order to access it, you have to put this in the right position to gain access to it, and then go straight down. And on this side, right here, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So I run this straight down to get to that one. And then over here, we have another one we need to get access to. So I think the best way to do that is just like that. All right, so now gently, I'm gonna lift this up. This screw here, the first one, is still partially in apparently. Okay, so now we get these two screws out so I don't lose them. So it's those two. Okay, so now if we look at this, let's not stretch the spring. So we're gonna disconnect that spring from that. Let me grab a pair of pliers. Okay, so this spring we're gonna disconnect from here, just like so. I'm just gonna let it sit. And then on here, I'm gonna disconnect this, just like that. And that went on this choke lever. Now, looking at this, see, I already see what the problem is. So, when looking at this, what is going on, you see that tab right there? That is touching ground right now. That is not supposed to touch ground. And plus, this should be flipped up on top where this bar touches it, and it's not. So we have to take this off. In order to take that off, let me get a pair of, let me get a screwdriver real quick, a flat-headed one. And basically push this open. I gotta kind of pop that out because it kind of just like that on each side. So someone was in here and then someone was in here and installed that incorrectly. So how it's supposed to go is this here is where the kill is as it goes all the way over. This should be sitting like this underneath, like this, where this tab is up not touching the metal, just like that. So as I move this over, it hits this tab here, hits this here. And so that when that touches, that creates the ground, grounding out the primary of the coil. So now that I have that isolated and it's not touching ground, let's go ahead and put this back on. And to do that, this is our choke, and choke on here is on the bottom. So that tells me it connects to this bar. I had to kind of do it at an angle like that. And then it looks like this spring in this wire, when someone messed with this wire and the spring here should not be intermixing. So I'm trying to get this wire out. There we go. Without damaging the spring. And then I got to connect this spring to the throttle, which is right here. Just like that. Now these springs are very important, that you can't just put any spring on there. It has to be like the proper tension and everything. Because what happens is when it starts up, the governor's job is to throw this at idle. So it's going to throw the throttle plate and close it at idle. And then what you're doing is you're pulling on this throttle, which is pulling on the spring to add more tension to override the governor in order to rev up the engine. So that's kind of what's going on there. And it seemed like it was sticky for a second. But okay, now let's get these screws back in. So I got to fish this screw back down in there. Whoop. Might actually be easier if I kind of stick one in like that, and then the other one down and just like that. And then kind of start high and get these down in the holes. And then get it started. There we go. Get this one. So it looks like that was getting in the way, which was my choke. I have a lot going on in this section. Okay, so then I'm gonna get it snug and give it a little turn. Get this one snug all the way, and then give it a little turn. There we go. So now our throttle is working and our choke is still working. So before I put this on, let's see if we get spark now. So hopefully I don't get myself a nice little ride. Look at that. Now we got spark. So let's go ahead and put this back on. And we'll get this reinstalled. I want to fix this cover here. So I'm going to do that here in a second too. I mean, it's okay, but I like things to be in the proper location. They do it for a reason. And the reason for that cover there is to allow air to be pulled through and cool the engine in whichever direction it is. I think it's pulling this way. So the engine covers and all that stuff are very important. I've seen people have them not on, and you're going to have all kinds of heating issues because they're air cooled, and when you start removing all of this stuff, you're going to have cooling issues. So let's do that real quick. I believe these are 3/8. Let me grab an extension. Oh, right before I do that, let's get this air filter on. And then let me grab a 3/8. Might be able to just get away with these two and just pull this back just enough to get that to slide in place. There we go. That's how that should be. There's another, if you want this whole tin off, there's another one from over here, but on the opposite side. Always make sure you're not cross-threading, and then zing. All right. So now it should fire up. So we got our choke. Let's give it some throttle. Make sure the blade or the belt is doesn't have any tension on it, because I don't need this skipping on my ground. And let's see what happens. Oh, all right, that was throttle. So let's turn off choke, turn on choke. Let's try it again. There we go. So what I did there is I just checked to make sure it's operating in all throttle positions from an idle to a full, and everything seems to be working. Engaged the PTO, made sure that was working. So everything's working great so far. So overall, the biggest thing is when you take these things apart, pay special close attention to what you're doing. Take plenty of pictures. I can't tell you how many times I have customers take things apart, and then either I get in a big bucket of parts, which is a nightmare, or they put it back together. I've seen it where chokes are hooked up to the throttle plate and then backwards. So they thought the throttle plate was the front side, where the air closest to the air filter side, where the choke is. They thought that was the throttle, and it's so I've seen all kinds of crazy things. So overall, take plenty of pictures, pay close attention to everything you're doing when you work on things, and as long as you do that, you'll be in good straits. But someone went in here, they messed with this, and unfortunately grounded out the primary of the ignition coil, causing the no spark issue, and it could have been simply avoided by just taking some pictures. But anyway, on to the next one.